Hey guys, welcome back. I am with Doris Sumner. Doris, you want to say hi?
Hello, I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So tell me, where are you from and what chapter are you a part of?
I'm from the Vermont chapter.
Okay.
I'm from Milton, Vermont.
Awesome. And how long have you been a part of You Women?
Really just March of 2024.
Oh,
I
okay.
was
So you're brand
invited
new.
to the summit and I was hooked.
That is so cool. So this is your first icon.
Yes,
Very cool. And today's day 2. Were you here yesterday?
yes, I was.
Awesome. And yesterday was awesome with all the people talking and
Yeah.
the
The speaker
competition.
competition, every single one of them. I pretty much cried almost every single speaker.
Yeah, they're
Very emotional,
incredible.
very profound messages.
Yeah, they really are. And then the finalists, you'll get to see them on main stage. It's always a really cool event to
Yeah,
see them and see who the winner is.
yeah.
It's really fun. That's awesome. So tell me, what do you do, Doris?
Well, I'm a retired veteran. I spent
Okay.
36 years, 3 years active duty, and 33 years in the Army National Guard of my state,
Wow.
Vermont. And after I retired, I decided to write a book about my experience.
Okay.
And I launched my business around diversity because I was the diversity officer for the military for 13
Okay.
years. So I launched my business, Empowering Gender Opportunities. It's a diversity consulting and education company. And then COVID hit.
Of course.
So I decided that'd be a good time to write my book.
Yeah.
So I spent the last 3 years writing and publishing my book.
What's the name of your book?
It's called Life at Camp, Combating the Sexism We Tolerate and Why the Military Should Take the Lead.
Oh.
Well, it's really my memoir, and it was endorsed by the first female adjutant general in history in the United States, which happened to come from Vermont, Martha T. Rainville,
Wow.
Major General. She endorsed the book, wrote the review on the back, and I'm very proud that I got it published. I've got the story documented, so now I am trying to let people know what empowering gender opportunities is all about.
Right. That's incredible. Well,
Mhm.
congratulations on launching your book.
Thank you.
That you must feel really proud about that.
Yeah, I think writing it was easier than actually getting it published and then marketing it. So there's
Interesting.
so many books out there, but really getting them on the shelf,
Yeah, that was the
the
hard part.
design and all of this stuff that goes into getting it on the shelf and marketing, it's been um, a learning curve.
Sure. When did it launch?
November 2023.
22. Okay, so it's almost been a year.
Yeah.
This November.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Where can you find it?
Well, it is available on Amazon.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Or you can just Google it. And there's just a lot of places that it's launched out of. But like I said, I have it in the trunk of my car for sure. But I'm trying to, like I said, let people know it's out there because
Yeah.
there's a lot of books out there, but letting people know, finding the people that want to read it. And there's a lot of like love stories and thriller stories that people might be interested in going
Juicy
Barnes
stuff.
and Noble. Yeah, right. But who goes into a bookstore
Yeah.
to read a memoir of a woman who spent 36 years in the military and wants to talk about the sexism that is very predominant in a very male-dominated type of business.
Yeah.
And what I talk about is not only the problem, the issue, but how to solve it. How can we combat it so that the experience for all members who join the military is increased? It's a better experience because sexism, sexual offenses, things like that happen and is well documented, well researched. There's a lot of data to show that it's very prevalent.
Yeah.
How can we get rid of it? Why is this still
What's the
happening?
solution?
Yes. I joined in 1981 and I retired in 2019.
Wow.
And what I experienced in 1981 was still happening in 2019 when I
Wow.
retired. And so I felt like I couldn't just accept the retirement check without documenting what I felt was the solution.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And you said you have a business too that
Yeah.
kind of coincides with your book.
Right. My business, Empowering Gender Opportunities, the acronym is EGO.
Okay.
My website, it's all about ego. And ego is a sense of oneself, how you feel about yourself. And we all know people who think too much of themselves, right?
Yeah.
And they're busy putting other people down. And then we
Uh-huh.
have people who don't think enough of themselves, unworthy
Yeah.
of respect. And so when I say it's all about ego, it's really understanding our worth and learning how to engage with people who are not showing us respect that
Right.
we're worthy of. And so when we think about it and we have a strategy to counter it, we're better prepared to actually combat that sexism versus oftentimes we tolerate it, we shrug it off, we go home and tell our partner, our best friend, this happened to me today.
Right.
I should have said this, I should have said that. So ego, my business, is really helping individuals, teams, organizations strategize on how to combat sexism that we know is there.
Awesome. So what would be your ideal client? Somebody who is in an organization that owns an organization, or what
Yeah.
who's your ideal person that you work with?
The ideal client is leaders of organizations who see that there is underrepresentation, whether it's men or women, in that type of business.
Got
And they
it.
want to diversify, especially their gender diversity, and work with ego on how they can increase and recruit, retain, and promote a diversified talent. So, leaders who are looking for change in their company, who want to retain good people, and they see good people walking out because of cultural nuances, and they're struggling to keep
Yeah.
those type of people in there. So, in the military, it is women.
Mm-hmm.
We maintain 14% representation of women. We need more. We need more women in the military.
Yeah.
How do we do it?
Got it.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? Do you strategize with the leaders to come up with a good solution for them and their organization? Do you come in and do talks to the employees?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah. Well, for the military, in my book, I talk a lot about gender equality accountability. So that is, we pay attention to what we measure, like
Mm-hmm.
our weight. We look at the scale, we pay attention to what we measure.
Yeah.
And so when we're looking at our demographics and our representation, we don't just look at the overall number. Where are the women? What kind of occupations are they in? Where can we increase opportunities for women to, fill up that pipeline? Now, diversity conferences and trainings and facilitated discussions, they help raise our awareness, but it really comes to the leadership to strategize and implement those ideas. Because your employees can have all kinds of ideas how to keep women or recruit women, but it's really the leaders who have to implement those
Right.
policies and hold people accountable to recruit, retain, and promote.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so true. Very cool.
Yeah.
So, one question that I've been asking everybody that has come on is what are three wisdom nuggets that you would like to share that is something that you learned from all of your experience from maybe from being in the
Yeah.
military or owning your business, working with organizations on this problem, seeing that it's so prevalent in a lot of places. What wisdom would you want to impart to somebody else?
Yeah. Well, one thing that I write a lot about in my book is the invisible backpack. When we're offended, when we're hurt, when we're shamed, oftentimes it's not safe for us to share it or even respond. So we
Yeah.
put it in our backpack and we move on. And so my recommendation is find a place to unpack it. Find a safe place to unpack it and tell somebody
Yeah.
and strategize on how to not carry that burden, because when we just keep putting it in the backpack and nobody can see how heavy it might be.
Right.
So that's one of my nuggets. And also that we need more women in the military.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women dismiss the military because they know it's predominantly men and they're like,
Sure.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
So I would just encourage people to, we need your perspective. We need your feminine perspective. We need your talent. And so when you join something that you're the underrepresented, it's tough. When you're the first woman sergeant major, you're the first woman in infantry, it's very tough.
Yeah. I
So
can imagine.
find a way to say, I belong. I belong there just as much as everybody else. And that takes courage too.
Yeah.
So, and just to be yourself, because when you're, especially whether it's the military or any type of organization, when you join, it takes you a little bit to, okay, what's the culture? What are the unsaid rules and things that we do?
Yeah.
But you have to be yourself, because when you try to acclimate to something that's not you, that doesn't fit you well, then you're not really being true to yourself. So that my other nugget is just to be you, find a way to be you, acclimate to the organization or the culture, but if it's not aligned with who you are, then maybe it's just not for you.
Yeah, that's important. It's important to take that inventory too of
Yeah.
the place that you're in and the environment that you're working
Yeah.
in. Like, make sure that you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you want to be happy. If you're going to spend 2,000 hours a year at a job
Right.
earning money,
Uh huh.
it is important that you feel good. And that means not every day is going to be happy and there's going to be some challenges and some stress, but you want to feel good about what you're doing and where you're headed.
Yeah. You want to thrive where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. I love that. So, if somebody were to get a hold of you, how would they do so?
Well, the best way is to go to my website.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the website. It's allaboutego.com. And you'll find my email, which is Doris at it'sallaboutego.com. And find out more about me, more about what Ego has to offer for companies and organizations, and certainly the book. I
Yeah.
think the book really solidifies my experience, what I went through, but also the solution strategies that I laid out while I was in the military.
Yeah. And say the title of your book again, one more time.
Life at Camp: Combating the Sexism We Tolerate and Why the Military Should Take the Lead.
Awesome. And you can find it on Amazon.
And find it on
All
Amazon.
right. Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for being on here and sharing. And I hope you have a really good conference. I know we have a lot more to do today, or in the rest of the event. So, thank you so much for sharing.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate your talk.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.